Hi there! Do you want to learn Power Automate and simplify your workflows? In this video, I will share one of the lessons from my Power Automate module on my Udemy course. If you want to access the course, check the pinned comment below or become a channel member to unlock all the lessons. Let's get started. Now that we've finished our first flow, let's just take a look at what else the Power Automate interface has to offer us. Let's get started. Here in the left, we can zoom in and out, and we can also click to fit the view so we can see the entire flow. We can search the actions. If we click in the search icon, we can see all the actions in the flow, and it's easier to locate in case you have a very big flow that has a lot of branches and a lot of loops. So you can easily find all the actions in here. And even search, for example, if I want to search things related to Outlook or email, let's try searching email. And then we can only see things that are related to email. For example, this variable has email in the name. This action also is related to email because it sends an email. And we have when an item is created because we have one column that's called email. And the last one is that we can see a mini map here in the left, and we can drag and move around the interface using this map. That's nice, it didn't exist before in the old version, and I like especially this one to search and find actions. Here in the top we have undo and redo. I just opened the flow now, so I didn't do anything, that's why it's grayed out. We have a place to send feedback to Microsoft if we find that something is buggy. We have this one that's very important and didn't exist a couple of months ago, is the version history, so I can see all the versions of my flow as I added modifications. And then I see the last one that's published. If I click in any of those previous versions, then the flow will just show the previous version. For example, if I go to a very old one where I was trying a connector that I didn't even show here in the lesson because I was testing, so I can see that version and I can restore that version. So imagine I did some change that went wrong, I can restore to the previous version. And this only exists in the new version of the interface. I can also save draft. Imagine that I just changed something here, for example, in the style. Let's say I changed the margin to 10 pixels in the style configuration. I can save a draft. And now if I go back to the versions, I can see that today I have a latest version that's not published because it's the new draft. So I can keep editing and saving as a draft until I'm ready to publish and then make this available. But keep in mind that if I just changed and I want to test, that will publish and this will be the most recent version. Then we have the publish that we already saw, and we have the Copilot. This is also only available in the new interface. And I can use the Copilot to help adapt, change my flow, or add new actions. It's aware of what's in here, and it will be able to modify the flow based on prompts. It's still in development, as it says here, and it's optimized for English language at this moment. Let's try changing something using Copilot just to see how it works. For example, in the message body, I just have description, worked hours, and created by. But let's add more fields here using Copilot. Let's see if it will understand or not. In this scenario, the best you describe what you want, the best will be the results. So I'll get this name of the connector, and I'll ask, add more fields to the body of the, and then I will paste the name of the connector. And I'll add a column, and then I'll type the fields that I want. Let's say task dates and also the created on. That's the date when this item was created on SharePoint. Now I'm going to submit. It's working on it and generating. Let's wait for the response. Then it removed an action, updated one, updated a couple of actions, and re-added the append action. Let's see the result if anything changed. So it's changed this one. Let's see. Now I can see that we have more fields on here, the task date and the created on, so it added correctly. It removed this and re-added with a different name, but is not correct. It should not have done that. I didn't want that and I didn't ask for that. Also, this one is changed, so apparently it played with the properties of these ones and I didn't like that. See, it's not perfect. So what I'm going to do is that since this one is correct, I'm going to copy this, Ctrl+C, and I will undo that to revert to the previous version, where everything was fine, and I will just paste the new code in here. Let's see if that worked. I'm going to test with a recent trigger, publish and test. As we can see, it's not perfect yet. Maybe I should have asked differently. That's something you will need to do and practice if you want to use Copilot. Now it's running. Since I added more to the message body, let's go and check how it's reflected in the email. There's a new task, and now we can see the task dates in here, and the created on is not correct. But at least it's in the body, and I just need to modify adding the created on correctly. So let's add it. And here we have created on. Maybe it got the wrong name, so I'll just remove that, click in the correct position and select here from the previous steps, go into the trigger, see more, and then we have created. So I just wrote the wrong name in the prompt, it didn't know, it tried its best. Now I just select created and it should work. I will just publish, and in the next run, it will be correct. Okay, the last thing that we have in here is that we can toggle off the new design and go to the old design. Let's just click and see what happens. Once I click, it asks me to provide a feedback why I want to go back to the previous version. And then it will load the actions using the old interface. And this is how it looks like. Now we don't have the drafts and the version history. So let's go back to the new designer. And with this, I finished the overview of the interface. After we finished our first flow and we understand better how things work in here. See you in the next lesson. Do you want to watch the classes without any interruptions? By becoming a channel member or purchasing the course, you can watch ad-free and support the future of my content creation. Check out the link in the description and in the pinned comment to get started. See you in the next lesson.